On today's episode of I Lived Through an Actual Dictatorship, so you know we're not in one, I want to talk about things that are illegal in Cuba. I want to give you some concrete examples of how a true dictatorship restricts its citizens. I will mention 3 things that are illegal in Cuba, but no, there are many more things that are just as ridiculous as this. Number 1, it is illegal in Cuba to have cable TV. Cuba has 4 approved channels which they use to spread their political propaganda. Kids get a break from 5 to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, in which they get an hour of cartoons, mostly old Russian cartoons. Then Friday nights, adults get a movie, and Saturday and Sunday at specific times, they get about 2 to 3 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon, and then one movie at night. The rest is filled and riddled with political propaganda, with a few novelas here and there. All of this programming can be enjoyed when there's not a power blackout in Cuba, which currently takes up to 20 hours of their day. However, at times some neighbors would have a DirecTV or a Dish satellite and they will make a business out of it. For $1 a month, they would get cables and transport it from their box to other neighbors' houses so they could watch one specific channel. And then that's how we would get cable TV. Obviously, this was clandestine. The guy that opened the business would always be on the watch for inspection. See, Cuban government knows that Cubans were trying to watch cable TV. They consider that to be a threatening political ideology. Yes, they don't want us to see how good America is living. Everyone knew, sooner or later, an inspection was about to come that way. And when that happened, the neighbor that owned the box would get on top of the roof and yell, "Inspección! Tumben." That was a sign to disconnect the cable from our TV because he was about to start pulling all the cables. If you didn't get there in time or if you weren't home at the time, your table would get pulled along with the cable that he was trying to hide. Can you imagine how for us it was dangerous to watch Looney Tunes? All the kids would go to a house that somebody that had cable because this is not something that anyone could afford. And we would watch TVs at their house. And I remember with great joy how much I would love commercials. Because in the commercials they would show the Yoplait yogurt and we would drool over that. Second, in Cuba, you cannot interact with tourists. I mean, you can interact with them, but you cannot commingle. That was in fact the whole reason why we had to escape the country. My dad was accused of terrorism for commingling with Americans. All he was doing was building a shikaku for them. And third, in Cuba, it's illegal to eat steak. Not precisely illegal to eat steak, but to kill a cow. And in order to eat steak, you have to kill a cow. So let's say you are a farmer. Let's say you buy a cow, and that cow then has offsprings, and you breed it, and you raise them. And one day on Christmas Day, you're hungry, and you want to kill that cow. You kill that cow, and you get 30 years in jail. Yes, you heard that right. Even if you own the cow, even if you fed the cow, that meat is not yours. You can use the milk, but the government decides what to do with the meat of that cow. It's been known amongst Cubans that killing a person will get you 5 years in jail. Although the penal code says 7 to 25 years, that's not really what happened. But killing a cow will get you 30 years. And it has nothing to do with religious reasons like the Indians do. It just has to do with the greed problem. How ridiculous a dictatorship really is. I chuckle and laugh at people out in the streets screaming, "We don't have a king, you are a dictatorship." In a dictatorship, you wouldn't even get to say that. This, and many reasons, is why I tell you, America is not a dictatorship, nor is anywhere near close being one.